Hi guys, and welcome to Doctor Who Review. I'm your host, Morgan McAvoy, and today we'll be talking about episodes 11 and 12 from season 9 of Doctor Who, Heaven Sent and Hellbent. Now, if you haven't seen these episodes yet, and you don't want to be spoiled, then you might want to stop watching now, because remember, spoilers. Heaven Sent starts off with the Doctor teleporting to where Ashildr sent him. He has a flashback of Clara dying, and picks up some sand and tells someone that if they had any part in Clara's death, he won't stop until he finds them. The Doctor is looking for the person that wanted him at the place that he is, and then he sees a creature in a veil through a window staring at him. Then the creature in the veil starts following the Doctor, and the Doctor says that he knows who they are and that he's seen them before. The Doctor opens a door, and behind it is a wall, and the Doctor says he's scared of dying, and then the creature in the veil freezes. The Doctor goes into a room and sees a painting of Clara, and by further looking at it, realizes that it's a very old painting, which is pretty unusual considering that Clara recently died. I really felt sorry for the Doctor in this episode because he was all alone. But I also thought Peter Capaldi did a good job being all alone. The creature in the veil shows up, and the Doctor asks the creature where he is. But the creature keeps coming towards the Doctor, and then the Doctor jumps out the window, and in his mind ends up in the TARDIS, even though he's still in the water because he jumped out the window. And then he manages to get out of the water and find a room with new clothes to change into. I thought it was pretty cool how they did all the Doctor talking in his head, and he was in the TARDIS, like kind of talking to Clara, even though she wasn't there. The Doctor finds a garden and a shovel and realizes that someone wants him to dig. In his head, he asks Clara what she would do, and written on a chalkboard, Clara writes, "Same as you." But the Doctor tells her that that's what got her killed. I really like the communication between the Doctor and Clara through the chalkboard, even though the Doctor was basically just talking in his head and it really wasn't anything, but I thought it was sweet. The Doctor opens the door and the creature in the veil is there. He then closes the door and uses the shovel to block the creature out. He then uses the shovel, when it looks like the creature's gone, and starts digging and finds a message that says, "I am in 12. That was kind of interesting since he's the 12th Doctor and the message was, "I am in 12. I don't think that's a coincidence. The Doctor goes back to the TARDIS, and the Clara in his head asks him what he said to make the creature stop. And the Doctor tells her that he said the truth. The Doctor tells the creature in the veil that he didn't leave Gallifrey because he was bored. He left Gallifrey because he was scared, which causes the creature to stop. The Doctor works to find room 12 because he feels like the castle wants him to. He also wonders how long he'll be in the castle, and he thinks forever. It's really sad. I mean, I know the Doctor and all of his companions, he has a special place for all of them, so it's always sad when he has to say goodbye to them because he really grows to love them. The Doctor sees the word bird written in the sand, and then a secret passage opens and there's a flight of stairs. The Doctor tells the Clara in his head that he's missing something terrible. The Doctor finds a door and a wall behind it, and he tells the Clara in his head that it's a trap. This whole episode was like really interesting because there were so many different things that happened and you never knew what was going to happen, so you were basically on the edge of your seat. The Doctor confesses to the creature in the veil and tells them that he knows who the hybrid is and that he's scared. He also asks the Clara in his head why can't he just lose, but Clara tells him to get up and win. And Clara also tells him that he's not the first person to lose someone. Well, he's lost a lot of people in his life. The Doctor tells the creature in the veil that he has no more confessions, but will tell the creature the truth. He tells the creature that the hybrid is a very dangerous secret. The Doctor punches a wall and hurts his hand. Then the creature in the veil comes up behind the Doctor and seems to kill him. But Obviously not really, because then there'd be no show. That would be terrible. Oh my god. If there was an episode of Doctor Who and it was a really short episode and the Doctor like died, I think there'd be a lot of people with pitchforks after Stephen Moffat. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me. The Doctor realizes that the castle is his own personal torture chamber and he's been there 7,000 years. He also realizes that he wrote Bird in the Sand. Then the Doctor dies, but then everything that happened happens again, except it keeps going further and further into the future. Then the Doctor is able to break down the wall, and the creature in the veil disintegrates. As we knew it would, because, come on, it's the Doctor. We'd always know he'd figure it out. The Doctor realizes that he was in his confession dial the entire time, and he sees a boy and tells the boy to go into the city and find someone important and tell them that the Doctor is back. And if they ask the boy who he is, say that he came the long way around. It is revealed that the Doctor is on his home planet, Gallifrey. The Doctor also reveals that the hybrid is himself. Hellbent starts off with the Doctor in Nevada going to a restaurant that has a waitress that looks remarkably like Clara. But both of them seem to act like they have no idea who the other person is. The Doctor tells the waitress Clara that he doesn't have any money, but he plays guitar, and he starts playing a song, and the waitress Clara asks him what's it called, and he says he thinks it's called Clara, and the waitress Clara asks the Doctor to tell her about Clara. Which is probably an interesting beginning to an episode, because I feel like someone watching would be like, wait, aren't you Clara? What's going on? The Doctor is walking towards Gallifrey, and the Time Lords are hearing bells ringing, and they're wondering what the Doctor is going to do. Then, the Sisterhood of Karn shows up. The Doctor goes to his old bed that he had when he was a child, and a woman shows up who recognizes the Doctor pretty quickly and tells him that they will kill him. The Doctor then eats some food with some other people, and aircrafts come and they tell the Doctor that he has to come with them. But he doesn't, and the Time Lords decide that they will talk to the Doctor. The Time Lords go to talk to the Doctor, but the Doctor won't talk to them. Then Rassilon asks the Doctor what the hybrid is, but the Doctor tells him to get off his planet. Then Rassilon tells his men to shoot the Doctor, and at first it looks like they don't want to. But then it looks like they do. The Doctor has been telling this whole story to the waitress Clara. All of the men missed the Doctor on purpose because all of them had fought with the Doctor at one time or another in different battles. So you can guess where their loyalties would lie. The General wants the Doctor to tell him about the hybrid, but the Doctor won't. The Doctor tells the General that he wants to talk to an old friend, and then he's able to go back before the Raven was able to kill Clara, and takes Clara to Gallifrey with the promise that he can save her. Clara is told that she's been dead for a while, but the Doctor won't let her die, and he shoots the General, who later regenerates into a woman. The Doctor tells the waitress Clara that he had to wipe some of Clara's memory of himself. The Doctor and Clara find a Dalek, who is asking them to exterminate him, a Weeping Angel, and a Cyberman. Clara asks the Doctor how long it's been since the Doctor saw her, and he tells her that he was stuck in a place, meaning his confession dial. The whole time felt really sad that, Clara seemed to not know really anything, because the Clara that the Doctor got was the one that he got before she died, and he saw her die, so there's a lot of things that he's been through because of that, and now she's alive, so she doesn't really know yet. Clara finds out that the Doctor was stuck in his confession dial for 4.5 billion years, and she asks the doctor why he would do that to himself, and he tells her, for her. Which is really sweet. I mean, Clara is like the doctor's best friend. He would do anything for her. I loved how Clara distracted everyone while the doctor stole a TARDIS. Like he always does. The head of the Sisterhood of Karn tells the doctor that he is giving Clara hope, and hope can be a terrible thing. The doctor tells Clara that she's now alive, but she can't find her pulse, and the doctor sees that she still has the tattoo on her. Then there are 4 knocks on the TARDIS door, little shout out to David Tennant, and the doctor goes out and sees me, Ashildr, and Ashildr tells him that Clara's been dead for 1 billion years. Ashildr asks the doctor who the hybrid is, and the doctor says it's Ashildr. But Ashildr says it's the doctor and Clara, and that Missy put them together to create chaos. Which, I mean, really no surprise there. I mean, Missy's the master. She's the master of chaos, if you will. The doctor tells Ashildr that he's going to wipe Clara's memory of him, and Clara watches him say it. Clara tells the doctor not to wipe her memory because it's her memory, and she also tells him that she did something to the thing that he was going to use to wipe her memory so that it will backfire on the doctor. The doctor says that he knows that she didn't actually do anything, but that they'll make it so one of them will lose the memory of the other, but they won't know who. The doctor is the one that ends up losing the memory of Clara. Which has to be the saddest thing ever. When the whole scene was going on, I was really thinking they were going to pull another Donna Noble and erase Clara's memory and have her forget about her travels with the doctor. But oh my god, the ultimate companion exit. Having the doctor forget about you. When the doctor wakes up, someone tells him that Clara told him to watch him. And the doctor says, Clara who? The doctor tells the waitress Clara, who at this point, it's pretty obvious is the actual Clara, that he doesn't remember what Clara told him, and he doesn't know where his TARDIS is. Clara and Ashildr leave in the TARDIS that the doctor stole from Gallifrey, and Clara decides that they're going to go back to Gallifrey so she can ask the Time Lords to put her back on the Trap Street right before the Raven kills her, because her death is a fixed point. But she tells Ashildr that they have a little room for some wiggle room, and that they're still going to Gallifrey, but the long way around, which gives Ashildr the chance to travel, like she always wanted to. I know they probably wouldn't do this, but how many of you would love to see a spin-off with Clara and Ashildr? I mean, come on. And now I'm kind of curious because I would love for Ashildr to come back in the future. I know Maisie has Game of Thrones, but maybe they can work around that. But also, if she does come back, would it be after she's traveled with Clara and Clara goes to Gallifrey and is put back in the Trap Street and dies? Or would they still be traveling and would Jenna come back? I'm not sure, because I think they wanted Clara's end to be so Jenna couldn't come back. But I guess we'll see. The doctor finds his own TARDIS that still has the graffiti and picture of Clara that Riggsley put on it after Clara died in Face the Raven. The doctor walks into his TARDIS, and on the board, Clara left him a message. Run, you clever boy, and be a doctor. And the doctor gets his coat, new sonic screwdriver, and flies off into the sky. And while the doctor flies off one direction, you see Clara and Ashildr's TARDIS, who is stuck in the form of an American restaurant, fly in the other direction. I mean, come on, how great would a spin-off be with Clara and Ashildr? I know it's probably impossible because Jenna has a new show and Maisie has Game of Thrones, Thanks for watching, guys! So those 2 episodes were the last 2 episodes of Season 9 of Doctor Who, but I will be making a review about the Christmas episode, which sees the return of River Song. See you then!